Welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club on YouTube. Stu Jones here with you from our Pompano Beach studio, along with producer Ryan McCoy, as we just rattle through all that 2025 content, all these great runs that we did around the state of Florida, and now we're in Alabama. Back to you with episode 2 with feature coverage of the 6th annual Orange Beach Powerboat Week presented by the Wharf. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2025 annual sponsors include our presenting sponsor, Mercury Racing, and these sponsors alphabetically including Angle of Attack Marine, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Legendary Marine at Blue Water Cay, Midnight Express, Myco Trailers, Mystic Powerboats, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group, and returning for 2025, WOZENCRAFT Insurance and Finance. And as promised in our last episode, we said we would kick things off with a return to the Miss Powerboat Week contest, which we shot on Thursday night at the SandShaker here at the Wharf. And we had a beautiful lineup of lovely ladies, all brought to you by our pageant coordinator, Miss Amber Contant, and she's really pulling out some amazing contestants here for this event. We're going right ahead to round 3. I call it the freestyle. That's the bikini most preferred by each of the models. We've already done the black bikini session, and now we're in the final round, and we're going to just showcase all of the ladies as they walk out here for this final segment. And then later in the show, well, you're going to find out who wins. We've got $1,000 cash on the table for first, second, and third to share. So, and the good news is that a lot of these ladies are going to hang around and help us out for the poker run throughout the weekend. So let's jump into the Friday activities. Just a couple more boats to catch up with, starting with Clark Beecher in this MTI 440X. He's from Texas. It's his second 440X, as far as I recall. He's got Steven Fernandez on board today, who I'd like to thank for being our Friday helicopter sponsor. That was a big help to us. So Steven Fernandez from Team TNT, thank you. Now we're up to Gary Lane with this Nortec 3600 Super Cat. 2 in a row for him. He just did the Tampa run back a month earlier in April. Now he's here in May with this Nortec Super Cat. One of the most popular cats back 20 years ago when it came out. It was a big surge. They ended up building about 85 to 90 of these 3600 Super Cats. Gary's is powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 700s, all beefed up. He's running them over 800 horsepower aside. And that wraps up our running footage from the Friday Fun Run to Juanes. Now let's fast forward to the Friday night party at Marker 158 at the Wharf, sponsored by Ricardo Chavez, who has been one of our loyal supporters of this event pretty much since it started. He's a local guy, runs a pool spa business and does grottos and a lot of cool stuff. He's got a 34 fountain, and he registered, I believe, for the very first year, so he's been here every year since. Thanks so much to Ricardo for helping us out with this captain's party. A little bit of food, a couple of drinks, and a lot of fun with our fellow boating friends. And the best part is that it was fairly early in the evening, so we still have the rest of the night to go out and have fun right here at the Wharf. You never have to leave property, though, because you've got all kinds of great entertainment and saloons and restaurants right on site. And just about 12 hours later, in the very same venue, back at Marker 158, it's time for the Captain's Breakfast. We've had 2 of these now, one on Friday, one on Saturday. Saturday morning, sponsored by Chris Richards from Team Angle of Attack Marine. He's actually here at the event with his Mystic 40, so thanks to Chris. We, of course, had to go over all of the important safety matters with respect to this event. It's important that we all wear our PFDs and our kill switch lanyards, and of course obey all of the local speed limits and restrictions on the local waterways, and above all, it's rules of the road, guys. That's right, you are responsible for the safe operation of your boat. And now getting ready for the run, and there again is our sponsor, Chris Richards, with that 40 Mystic Cat I was telling you about. What we're about to see here is the beginning of the Saturday morning run with the poker cards. So it will be the same traditional routine here at the dock Saturday morning, but instead we're going to be heading westbound on the ICW, heading out into Mobile Bay for our destination up at the Grand Mariner. And a few loud stern drive boats there, but we got these nice quiet outboards now as we catch up with the Wild Wild West. This is Tanner West, came all the way from Texas to join us. This is a 2010 30-foot motion cat with 400 Rs as he pulls up to the dock to get his card. Came a long way to join us, 500 miles trailered here to be with us in Orange Beach. Thanks, Tanner, coming to join us. And from a cat to a classic, it's Alan Hawley with his 1988 Wellcraft Scarab. As he pulls up to the dock, spent a lot of years restoring this boat. Look at the cool sea deck on the forward section of the boat. Well, I wonder where he got that idea. Anyway, good to have Alan here, and congratulations after all those years of restoring this boat. It looks fantastic. And helping to keep the MTI representation strong here, Chris and Brandy Humphrey from Texas with their MTI 390X. And when I say representation, 6 boats altogether here are all MTI branded boats out of a roster of 40. That's a pretty good turnout. MTI generally has got a good showing at all of our events. Thanks to Chris and Brandy for coming all the way from Texas to join us here at the Wharf. And, of course, another team from Texas. This time it's Ray Andrus and his 38-foot Top Gun team, Smokin' Gun. Another classic Top Gun at that, early 2000 generation. I can't remember what year exactly, but the boat looks great and runs fantastic. And we can see it's a beautiful day as now we have John and Sean McBain, Team Air Force One, getting caught by a little wind gust there in their 34 fountain, but the girls are there to save them. You see they've got those long poles with the boxing mitts, and that keeps the scratches off, and no harm, no foul. John and Sean have been doing this event now for 3 years in a row. And you got to love those formulas. We got a lot of them attending this run. It's Keith Johnson from Louisiana in this Formula 370 Team Spirit Not exactly the same as the 382 that he'd been bringing on the event over recent years. Looks like he went for something a little more cruiser style, more room in the cockpit and a cabin down below. You gotta like that. And it's another cigarette Top Gun Team Loose Cannon belonging to Stephen Doomer from Mississippi. He's also got a home right here in Orange Beach, and told us in his video bio that it was family day, so his son Jonathan was able to bring his friend Chris, and his daughter Chloe was able to join him. So yeah, it turns out they got the whole family on board. The kids are going to have a blast. And here's that big Outer Limits 50 again, Octavio Valdivia, who's now local to the Pensacola area. Done this event many times before in a big Outer Limits V-bottom and a big center console concept. But picked this boat up a little while back. It's got a pair of Mercury Racing 1350s, so this is the ultimate beast. Probably one of the fastest boats up here in the Panhandle for sure. And here's a team that's had a lot of boats over the years. Scott Favre, who's actually our sponsor, or co-sponsor, him and his father, they basically put this event together at the Wharf. They're the owners of the Wharf. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, enjoying this 42 MTI. Got 5 on it, and that's 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. Brett's had at least 4 or 5 boats since we started doing this run 6 years earlier. Every one he has is absolutely beautiful, and he seems to love those colors. And it's 2 in a row for Brent Medley and his crew in Firstborn, this 2024 42 Performance Powerboats. It's called a P420 model, one of 3 different models they make now by Performance Powerboats. Brett said he loved attending the event last year. What he likes about the place is all of the amenities being right here at the Wharf, our host venue, and I couldn't agree more. That is one of the big features of having this event here. Well, we told you there were 6 MTIs on the run. Well, here's another one, guys. It's Ryan and Rachel Garnett from Texas with their MTI 390X, a pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs, and seems to be the the boat of choice. I think right now the most popular model amongst the MTI owners that we have in our club. We probably have more than 24 390s in the club right now. And a special congratulations to this couple, Stephen and Casey Head, Team TUTZ. It's their anniversary weekend. They didn't come far to join us. They live right here in Alabama. And it's the lovely Candace getting the poker card up on the deck. She's joined by her hubby, Matt. And Matt and Candace do a lot of runs with the Heads. Glad to see them enjoying the weekend together. And it's another one of our local teams. It's Wes Harlow in Too Deep. This is a 35-foot DCB with a pair of Mercury Racing 700 SCIs. Wes does a great job of maintaining this boat all himself. He's very mechanically inclined. And if I recall, he's a plumber by trade, but he does work hard so he can maintain his fun here in the sport, and he's done a great job doing so. And say hi again to Seth Therian and his team, Crush GROOVIN. They came up from Fort Lauderdale. His buddy Cale and some of the crew were judges for the contest on Thursday night. They had a blast doing that. Just glad this team made it. It was their first time, and they shared in their video bio that it was an awesome event. It did not disappoint one bit. Well, it looks like we wrapped up the poker cards, and we've got everybody making a move westbound now on the Intracoastal Waterway. This is about how it's going to be for the next, I'd say 10 miles, perhaps, as we head westbound to Mobile Bay. Helicopter now are going to be joining us. Now, we did our first card at the Wharf, but now this is going to be a second card Saturday at a brand new marina. This is legendary Gulf Shores. And you can see that we've got a little card set up on the T-head here as the teams are pulling up one by one. Just as something that we kind of threw together at the last minute. It worked out great. Here's Chris and Norma Blackwell from Texas and Team Hot Water, Formula 382 with a pair of 500 EFIs. And it looks like the hot water is kind of like brown water today. Well, that just is the nature of the water here along this ICW. Remember that we are attached to Mobile Bay, which it looks like hot water has now made their way into those bay waters. And you can see the color of the water, not so pretty, just kind of a muddy brown as we now join Chris and Beth Giroux from Louisiana, Baton Rouge that is, and they are enjoying this new 32-foot Sensation. They actually joined us on the Tampa run just a month earlier, so now 2 in a row for them. Normally they're in their 38-foot fountain, but they decided to get a center console and join the party. And another team that joined that center console party, JT Byrne from Texas. A pair of Mercury Racing 300s on this Nortec 340 Sport. Good showing from the Nortecs here at this event as we continue to see great Nortec representation. But now it's all about formula. And did you notice how many formulas keep showing up at these events? Stephen and Casey one more time with their Formula 353. He does like to take it easy with the boat, doesn't want to blow those motors. He had a lot of work done on it recently, so he wants to keep it running smooth. Sadly, they missed last year. There were some health issues that got in the way, but they're back again. They weren't going to miss this one, and celebrating their anniversary, well, that made it a perfect fit. And I was saying something about formulas. That's right. Keith and Kristen Johnson from Louisiana. A 37 formula. They call it a 370 model. I believe it's part of the Super Sport series. So that's really proof there. Remember, it's got a bigger cockpit, a nice cabin down below. But look at them. They're clipping along at a good speed. So clearly it's still a performance cruiser. And speaking of performance cruiser, well, it's Philip Smith and Team SaltShaker 1999 DONZI ZX38. Been doing runs with the club for many years with this boat. Got some big power, 816 horsepower aside. And speaking of big power, from 816 horsepower to 1,350 horsepower aside, that is, for this Skater 40 belonging to Chad Havens from Texas, and he's got his first lady riding along. That is Leanna Shadlow, who's a Demon Bikini owner and founder, and she has been great with supplying us with bikinis for the FPC girls, and I do want to thank them for being our Thursday night sponsor of the Miss Powerboat Week contest, thanks to Demon Bikini. And from a 40-foot skater that goes about 150 to this Grady White that probably goes about 45. Well, you know what? So that's perfect. Jason McCorkle, again, buddy, thumbs up for you to come all the way from Texas with your 33 Grady White. You got everybody on board, a real spirited, enthusiastic team. This is just the second Grady White that we've had in the club in our 30-year history, so congratulations. And let's say hi to Kane and Tara Kaiser, Team Ice Ice Baby. She's a 38-foot Statement, 2017 model that's been completely redone with the cool colors and the triple Merc 500Rs. They call it the Miami Ice Edition. And equally colorful, yes, it's another Statement. This time it's Easy Money. Robin and Courtney Sarvis came all the way from Texas to join us. This one's got triple Merc 400Rs. One thing they said in their video bio, what they love about powerboating is the camaraderie and the meeting new friends from all over the place with the same interests. And they say everyone is always willing to help out, advice, tools, and spare parts. And now it's Cody and Veronica Lovins all the way from Texas in their MTI 440X, pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs. I really love the look of the boat. In fact, I gave them the Best Paint and Graphics Award, so I hope Cody has that displayed proudly somewhere back at home. And it's from cat to cruiser now as we join this group. Joe Story from Georgia in his 28-foot Chaparral cruiser, Miss Millie. Goes to show we've got a Grady White from Texas. Why can't we have a Chaparral from Georgia? And in fact, Chaparral based in Nashville, Georgia, so it makes sense. This is a 28-footer with, I'm not sure if it's a single or a twin, but the boat's rated for about 430 horsepower. But look at all the seating on board and that nice hardtop. So this really is a great cruising machine. And regulars with the club, Cameron and Lauren Bailey, Team Cut the Check, all the way from Tennessee. They've been here before, and they're back again with their Nortec 390. It's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, but you wouldn't know it because they have painted their engine cowlings. Well, we know the shape anyway, right, guys? They love this event because it's family friendly. They get a condo at the wharf. It's 100% kid approved. And we're back with another cat. This time it's Performance Boat Center with their factory demo. The Performance Powerboat's 420 model. Tommy Mason at the helm. He has got our very own FPC Sydney Jones, the hospitality manager, riding alongside today. I don't know if she's on the throttles or on the steering, but either that or she's just going for the ride. I'm sure Tommy's quite capable. But just backing it off right now, not going too fast here as he just comes up alongside the helicopter. And I'm not sure why all the boats are slowing down right now. We're out in the open bay waters here in Mobile Bay as we now catch up with Paul and T. Bertucci on Team Brew Money, Deep Impact 399. And once again, we all know this, but I'll remind you, it's their very first official event on the boat since taking ownership just a few days earlier. Rode over on their very own bottom from Gulfport, Mississippi. Okay, so we're going to change the format up again and just get back to our dockside poker card handoff here at the Wharf docks. This is, remember, early Saturday morning. We did this on Friday morning as well. So the teams are accumulating cards throughout the day as we now have Kyle Fowler pulling away from the dock in his SMOKIN 420, his Wright Performance cat that he's been enjoying for well over 2 years now. And one more time with JT Byrne and his crew on BYRNE'N Daylight, Nortec 340 Sport. They're regulars here at the event, and representing the brand well, we've got a total of 5 Nortecs registered. And just 2 statements registered for the run. This time it's Robin and Courtney Sarvis pulling up in their statement. They've been on this run many, many times before, and we do have to commend them for their lovely crew, sexiest crew with the matching bikinis. I think that they're definitely going to be contenders for that Sexiest Crew Award, which, of course, we'll find out on Saturday night when we go to the party and we give out all the President's Choice Awards. Check out the graphics on this 38 statement. Beautiful boat. And it's time for another sensation as Beth Giroux reaches over and grabs the card. Husband Chris at the helm with Team No Plans. Of course, this is their newest addition to their fleet, a 32 SUNSATION, but the good news is they've got another one already in the works, a 40 SUNSATION coming soon. We'll probably see it at the next Orange Beach event. And it's the Chris and Norma team again. That's right, the Blackwells are back here all the way from Texas, joining us in Orange Beach with their Formula 382. And while they certainly stand out as being one of the first Grady Whites that we've seen in the club in a long time, Jason McCorkle and his crew are amongst the Texas natives who come to this event, most of them from the TUTZ Club, and we are very happy with the support we continue to get from that group. And let's say hi to Kane and Tara Kaiser, all the way from Illinois. Another colorful statement. I think that one of our FPC girls should probably be on the boat because their bathing suit completely matches the colors here on Ice Ice Baby. It's a 2017 38 statement that's been completely redone and brand new power. Check out those triple Mercury Racing 500Rs. And I love it when the locals come out to support this event. Jimmy and Lisa Quick in their big Formula 43 team, Quick Decision. God, I would love to have that last name. You could have so much fun with all your different boat names. Take a close look at this 43, guys. The amount of space on this boat is unbelievable. Look at how much room up in the forward bow. Giant cockpit under AC and quad Mercury outboards. You got the entire package there. And let's say hi to Phil DeBusk and his team all the way from Texas in Tinker Toy. This is a 43 Nortec high-performance V-bottom. Kind of a classic, guys. It's been in the club for many years. It actually went away for a little while, and then Phil picked it up and did some work on it, got it running great and looking great, and we're happy to keep this boat in the club. Thanks for bringing it out, Phil. And thumbs up to this crew for their life jackets. Yeah, baby. And Chris Richards and his crew made it all the way here. He's from Long Island and also has a place in South Florida in Miami. Angle of Attack Marine, one of our sponsors, have just recently opened up a new warehouse and service center in Miami. As for this 40 Mystic Cat, well, it recently sold. And it's Team WOZENCRAFT in the 34 Victory Cat. And one of the employees, of course, Natalie Smith, has volunteered to be the bow bunny for the day. And I'm glad she is, because I would not see one of her fellow crew members up on the bow doing the same dance. But it's all about you, Natalie, and of course, Team WOZENCRAFT providing insurance policies as well as marine finance to many of our FPC members. And we're always happy to have Chad Havens and the Miss Leanna back here, Team Savage, which we also know as Team Demon Bikini. Leanna is grabbing the poker card here as they pull up to the dock. This boat is powered by Big Mercury Racing 1350s. Yes, indeed, it is a beast, but it is a recreational performance boat. When they want to go racing, well, they've got a boat for that too. They race in the outboard class with Leanna in the cockpit with Chad, Team Demon Bikini. And it's going to be a closer look now at Joseph Story and his crew on this 28-foot Chaparral, Team Miss Millie, taking advantage of that big open bow rider to grab the poker card. They came all the way from Georgia to come and join us. Once again, Chaparral manufactured in Nashville, Georgia since way back in 1965. And let's say hi again to Cody and Veronica Lovins. There's Veronica up on the bow grabbing that card. She's got about a 5-minute walk back to the cockpit here because they are in this big MTI 440X. Nice to see them reaching down to grab life jackets for all of the crew members. Their other boat, well, it's a Nortec 390 Sport. And it's family day aboard Team Beer Money. Paul Bertucci's Deep Impact 399. His wife, Miss T, who just grabbed the card. She's got her daughters riding along, and you can see these colorful graphics that were applied by the factory prior to Paul taking delivery of this boat.
Wait on you,
And we're going to wrap things up here on the dock here with our final card. And yes, indeed, it is young Tommy Mason and Sydney Jones, our hospitality manager. And I just want to know, what did our FPC girls have for breakfast? Because I want some of that. And we're going to be back out for our next segment as we make our way to the Grand Mariner lunch stop up in Mobile Bay. Seth Arian, who trailered his DONZI all the way from South Florida to join us. He's been around the club for a long time, but this Orange Beach event got his attention, and he decided to load up the DONZI and trailer all the way from Fort Lauderdale, close to 700 miles one way. I like what he said about powerboating in his bio. He said one thing he doesn't like about powerboating is engines that whisper. He'd rather hear roar when they start up. Well, you got the right boat for that. And it's our local team, Ricardo Chavez and Team Indet. Fountain 34 center console, Quad Mercury 400s. And once again, big thanks to Ricardo for being not only an annual supporter by coming out to this event year after year, but he also sponsored our Friday night cocktail party for the club members. And it's one more time with Stephen Doomer and the family on Team Loose Cannon. Came over from Biloxi, Mississippi, but they have a home right here in Orange Beach. And that's probably why we see them every year. This is a 38-foot Top Gun 2004 model, and one of a kind. Loose Cannon has a custom paint job, and Stephen tells us that he just redid all of the gauges on the helm and added a new vessel view system. So really tweaking the boat and keeping it running great. And I've been waiting to see this boat run. It's Scott Favre in his 42 MTI. I got 5 on it, referring, of course, to those 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. Beautiful paint and graphics on this massive 12-foot beam center console. Plenty of seating for everybody and a great running boat overall. And here's a Nortec 390. In comparison to the previous boat, we're looking at a couple of feet less in beam, at a 10-foot beam on this Nortec 390. And 4 motors instead of 5, but they are Mercury Racing 450s. Again, a great running boat for the family. You can see lots of room for everybody with the double row seating. This boat checks off all the boxes. Now we're going to catch up with Tanner West and Team Wild Wild West. What does he love about this event? Tanner says he loves running across the water with all the cats running at over 100 mph. It's a 2010 30-foot motion cat with a pair of Mercury 400Rs. It's Tanner's first time here, but I think he's about to relive that moment as I see Chat Haven off in the distance and Tanner hits the throttles, and they're about to have some fun as they head across these bay waters. Sliding over now, the helicopter picked up these two, so looks like the cat is, of course, Tommy Mason from Team Performance Boat Center in that Performance P420, pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs, and it seems to be a perfect match to Scott Favre's 42 MTI, similar paint and graphics. Fun fact, both boats are sold by Performance Boat Center. And now some chopper time for SMOKIN 420. Kyle Fowler and his family riding along. They're from Georgia. What they love about the Orange Beach event is that the facility is really top tier. They enjoy the smaller boat count, which leads to more intimate conversations and meeting new friends a lot more easily. As usual, they like that FPC takes care of all the lunch and the dinner details, and all they got to do is just show up, tie the boat up, and have some fun. So we appreciate your comments, Kyle, and we enjoy having you at this event every year. And a little more cat play with Devin WOZENCRAFT way off on the left, and Chris Richards up in the foreground here with this Angle of Attack Marine 40-foot Mystic cat. Of course, it's the Carbon Mystic with Mercury Racing 500Rs. Love the paint and graphics. Many of you who follow us would know that he's got a matching Mystic 5200 that has quad Mercury V12s. Well, it wasn't too long ago that Devin WOZENCRAFT picked up this Victory 34. A couple of summers earlier, he took delivery at the Emerald Coast event, and he apparently likes this Orange Beach event as well because he's been here on more than one occasion. This Victory 34 travels all around Florida and actually goes state to state all summer long and does as many poker runs as he can promoting the WOZENCRAFT brand. And now one more time with Kane and Tara Kaiser all the way from Illinois and Ice Ice Baby. A 38 statement that had a complete refit. They bought the boat back in 2023 and eventually sent it down to the statement factory and did the whole resto mod package on it, new paint and repower with Mercury Racing 500s. Kane tells us that he's been a big follower of the club for many, many years. And here's a nice double shot of our Nortec 390 King of Clubs, also known as the 390 500 model. Paul Bertucci off in the distance with his deep impact. And this is why you want to own a center console, guys. You don't have to leave anybody back at the dock. You can bring everybody along to ride with you. And of course, that's what we do every time we come up here to Orange Beach. And if I didn't have my Nortec with me, I know we'd have a bunch of our crew riding on board with Paul's deep impact. But here's a good shot. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's 11 of us on board and not a single person up front. So riding safely, having a good day. Probably one of the fastest boats on the run, this big 50-foot Outer Limits. Octavio Valdivia, formerly from Georgia, now living in the Pensacola area. Team Royal Flush, 50 Outer Limits with twin Mercury Racing 1350s. And a big shout out to Octavio, who is Saturday's helicopter sponsor. He helped us out by giving us some funding to allow us to keep the helicopter for the entire day, and that way we make sure we get great video content of everybody on the run. Thanks, Octavio. And here is our resident entry to the classic boat category. Indeed, it's Alan Hawley once again from Mississippi and his 1988 38 Scarab team. Good gracious. The boat is looking fantastic and running great. Let's listen in. And before we leave the Intracoastal Waterway, it's a quick wave to our friends who we see every year. It's Nana Jan and Papa John, who are out on their balcony waving us down and getting some good video of us with their iPhones. I'm sure they're going to send it to our producer. And a last shot here as we cross over Mobile Bay. We've got young Tommy Mason here in this Performance Boat Center 42 Performance It is a 42 cat with Mercury Racing 500Rs. He's got Sydney riding along, and they're having a blast. Welcome to the Grand Mariner here on Mobile Bay, and special thanks to Scott Favre from the Wharf for being our lunch sponsor today here at the Grand Mariner. It looks like the girls on Team Phantom are getting into the rhythm as they prepare to dock. No, they're not going to grab any dock lines. They're not there to help. They are there to put on a show while the guys get the fenders and the lines out. That's the process, guys. Let the girls be the entertainers, and you guys can be the good crew so that Kenny can pull the boat up safely and tie up to these other cats that are already rafted up. What I love about this crew, everybody here really had their game together when it came to rafting. I mean, look at the outcome here. Nice tie-up situation, cats with cats, and V-bottoms and center consoles together, but a really good mix of offshore powerboats in this run. Again, I'm comparing all of the cats versus center consoles, but a high percentage of performance V-bottoms as well. So we really do have a cool mix of boats on this run every year. Of course, the Grand Mariner, a big hit with everybody. That is why we're back here for our second year in a row. It's a family-run business. Jason and Shonda Bunch run this entire operation. I think Jason's dad was involved helping out the day we arrived. And they really have a great staff. But what I love about it is that you can go there and, just kind of hang out and listen to live music. They brought in a band. Every time we're there, there's live entertainment. But you can dine downstairs, and you can have the country boil, seafood mostly, and the usual sausage and potatoes that go with that. Or you can go upstairs and have the fried fish menu, which is a giant buffet with all kinds of great fried food. So of course I had both, supposed to, guys. But it really gave me the opportunity to just see what a great operation they have, and the number of people that they can feed at one time. I mean, we filled the place up, and we still had room for more people. And you can see the docks are really long. They have this huge bulkhead. Everybody got together with the rafting scenarios, and I think that is important to be ready, have your lines and fenders ready, and be ready to get in safely. Well, guys, I think that the video here pretty much tells the story about how great this Grand Mariner has worked out for us, and I think that's the reason why we're going to keep coming back. We have it on the schedule for our 2026 Orange Beach event in May, just around the corner, so we hope you guys can join us. And it's a little safety first chat from our FPC girl, Chloe, who's proudly wearing her Mustang life jacket, getting ready for the ride back on the King of Clubs. And there is our contest coordinator and model recruiter, the young Amber Content from Biloxi, Mississippi, who's having a fun day today and getting the girls all sorted and ready for this ride on the King of Clubs back to the home port at the Wharf. But it's a fun day for everybody because we're on protected waters. It's a safe ride, and they're wearing their life jackets. So, hey, what could go wrong? It's a great day. All the boxes are checked off. The music's playing. Time for a good ride back to the Wharf.
Safety is sexy.
Well, that was an appropriate ending to a great day of boating, but now it's all about the party here at the Wharf for Saturday night. This is the one place we can all get together and talk about how much fun we've been having over the last 2 or 3 days here in the Orange Beach area. And like every other Florida Powerboat Club event, it's time to play out the poker cards, and we've got all the lovely FPC girls to help out with that. And a unique format to this event. First of all, let's thank Paul Bertucci for being our sponsor for tonight's party. Paul and T. Bertucci, Team Beer Money, that's the 39 Deep Impact, have been a sponsor every year. And unique to this format for this particular party, in order to have a buyout at our venue, which is Dick's Last Resort, formerly named The Port, we have to do a huge bar buyout so that we can remain closed to the public, which does make it our own venue, and that's nice. And to thank everybody, well, here's the list, guys, because everybody chipped in anywhere from $500 to $1,000. So there's John and Sean McBain, Cody Lovins, Kenny Armstrong, Phil DeBusk, Stephen Doomer, Aaron Erskine, Alan Hawley, Robin Sarvis, Alan Swindoll, Seth Therian, Clark Beecher, Brian Battaglia, Kane Kaiser, and Kyle Fowler all of whom contributed. We all had a great time. And while the cards were played out, we commenced our normal activities by doing all of the President's Choice Awards in many categories. So let's get right to our winners, starting with third place for the poker hands goes to Keith Johnston, Team Mystic Gen. That's the 370 formula. Not realizing he was a contender to win, he had left the party earlier, but able to accept on his behalf was Chris Jarrow from Baton Rouge accepting the awards. Second place went to Cameron and Lauren Bailey, Team Cut the Check, the Nortec 390. They made this a family affair, bringing all their friends and kids, and had a great time. And they had so much fun, they've already registered for the 26th event. And we got the entire crew up on the stage to award our first place winners, Ryan and Rachel Garnett from Texas, who attended with their 39 MTI Cat team, Flight 311. Nice to see them win this one. They're regular attendees here and at a lot of our events with the club. So congratulations to Ryan and Rachel, and glad they could join us. And, of course, it was a great finish to a wonderful event, our 6th time in a row now here at the Orange Beach event presented by the Wharf. Great news, guys. We're going to be back real soon, heading back for May the 7th to the 10th, 2026, our new dates for the 7th annual Orange Beach Powerboat Week presented by the Wharf. Registration is currently open. We're at about 15 to 20 boats registered currently. We're looking for 40. So let's get those registrations coming in. You can do all that by just going on the club website at flpowerboat.com. And lots of great episodes coming to you soon. And next up is going to be the Bahamas Poker Run, which holds the position as Florida Powerboat Club's longest running event. What an adventure it was, guys. It's all going to be right here on YouTube. You can't afford to miss that show, or any of them for that matter. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you'll be getting updates every time a new episode is released. For more information about club membership and upcoming events, visit our website at flpowerboat.com. And you can find more content on our many social media platforms. Always make powerboating safety a top priority, and remember to wear those life jackets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one, guys.